the champs is in. Yeah, yeah.
They call a podcast Poppy. Kinkos, I see they tryna copy. Diamonds in the chains, bust down wrists. And you ain't never seen no like this. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold.
I be out on a late night, opposite a play fight. See slime break night, this break night. My wristwatch is like a break light. And you can get it right on your gravesite. So tell me something I don't know. $50 pizza when I'm eating in Soho. I heard that you in love with the stuff in your hate me, they hate me. What should I do? Keep getting money. It's funny, I was just like you. Super Bowl Sunday with the facts. Security guard told Kevin Hart to relax. Oh!
Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold.
I reinvented myself, they sorta hated it. I reinvented myself and upgraded it. Traded in the Jews, copped a couple new ones. Lost a couple friends and got a couple new ones. Upstairs and downstairs, the balcony. These oceanside views, the alchemy. Ain't nothing crazy like the city in the summertime. So when it's whoever counted me out, they can't count. Oh!
Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop, whole game in the chokehold. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10.
Check, Patriot!
On 1st and 10, Darnold eluding the pressure right. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Gone! Here we go now. Blue 90.
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Gun!
On third down, it's Cohen. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Oh, and Elliott has pushed it to the right. It is no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
And an alley to run. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Second down, Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run. This is Cannon. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 50, it's Darnold. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Green 39! Green 39!
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go! Blue landed!
Here's Cannon. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Darnold. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to to it. In there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now Blair Walsh on for a long field goal. He's hit from as far away as 56 in his young career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Thomas Davis coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Darnold from the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And as a defender, if you come with 2 interceptions in a game, that's pretty rare in the NFL. You might see one guy a weekend do that. But to have 2 in the first quarter, that's something you don't see all that often. I have a feeling they'll think twice about throwing in his direction too often.
They run. This is Cohen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, here's Rudolph. Now he'll escape to his left. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Now Rudolph with 3rd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cannon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cannon, and some room to run now. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now it's Darnold. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted,
now, look at
but it
56.
winds up
Lucky
falling
56.
incomplete.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to the air, Rudolph on second down. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the Steelers on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Escaping the pressure right. Going top shelf for... He's got a man. Complete. A big gain of 31 on third down. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a jet touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. The return comes from Orleans Darkwa. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the pick-6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things set.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a full race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jets. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Rudolph throwing on second down. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now it's Rudolph. Flush to his right. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Second down, here's Rudolph. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on in that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now Darnold. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
Darnold. Looking long for Thomas. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
And it's taken in at the 9. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On first down, it's Rudolph. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Rudolph wiggles free over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. On 1st and 10, Rudolph. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
A final shot before the break, Darnold. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in the Steelers. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. Going top shot, and that's caught inside the 30. And he gets this all the way inside the Jets' 20 into the red zone. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Lucky 56. Set. 3-19. 3-19.
From the red zone now, Rudolph. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Chris Long. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Right, now, lucky 56. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Rudolph looking to throw it. Spins by. That is caught by Cohen. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! 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 Gun!
Out of the gun, Rudolph. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Rudolph. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, That's a big-time play by the defense.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. They go again with Cannon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now Blair Walsh on for a long field goal. He's hit from as far away as 56 in his young career. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. So make it 2 missed field goals for him now, but I have the sense, given that distance, you can probably forgive him here on this one.
Yeah, this is out of the range of just about anybody on planet Earth except probably you, partner. But you just got to drive it out low and hope that somehow you hit it absolutely perfect. But no real chance for this one to go through.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. Now Cohen, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the 50, it's Rudolph. Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Leonard Williams getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Play action. It's Rudolph. And he's going to go down again.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. A first down throw, Darnold finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And for Darnold, this may be a free play. Throw left side complete. It's Cannon. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Now the punter, who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. He spins free. Oh, now he bowls him over. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Rudolph on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He got 29 yards that time. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
This is Cohen. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now they'll run it with Cohen. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And Elliott puts this one through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
New York set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. On first down, it's Darnold. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll run it here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. It's taken to the 26. Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at FedEx Field. And now the Redskins, they've opened up a 2-touchdown lead there. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Detroit!
Now it's Rudolph. Flushed out right. And he's got some space here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Rudolph. And they can't bring him down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. In for the score. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get them in the end zone. So now 20 yards to go.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
And he makes the grab. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Pittsburgh, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville.
Be careful, 47. Could be a trap.
Not a trap. An invitation.